This food has outlived empires, and it might be hiding in your kitchen right now. Archaeologists found honey in a tomb over 5,000 years old, still safe to eat, while modern bread molds in days. If you are only stockpiling supermarket staples, you are making a catastrophic mistake most people never see coming. So what are the 10 must-have foods that never expire, and which ones will actually keep you alive when everything else has rotted away? Salt is the one food in your stockpile that simply can't die. As long as it is kept dry and clean, salt will outlast you and everyone you know. It does not rot, mold, or break down because it is not organic, it is a mineral. Ancient traders hauled blocks of salt across deserts and mountains, knowing it was as valuable as gold. The Romans built entire roads just to move salt, and the word salary comes from the allowance officials received to buy it. Empires taxed it, armies marched for it, and wars were fought over it. Salt's power goes beyond flavor. It draws water out of food and bacteria alike, using osmosis to dehydrate and preserve anything it touches. That is why it is the backbone of every preservation method, from salted meat to pickled vegetables. If you want a zero-risk staple, nothing beats a pile of pure salt. Just keep it dry and it will last forever. Hardtack earned its reputation as the toughest food on the planet. Sailors called it edible concrete for good reason. It was baked until every drop of moisture vanished, leaving behind a brick that could outlast a voyage around the world. The basic recipe was just wheat flour, water, and a pinch of salt, pressed into slabs and baked twice for maximum dryness. Naval ration logs from the 18th and 19th centuries show hardtack issued by the barrel, sometimes surviving months at sea without a hint of mold. Sailors joked you needed a hammer to break it and strong teeth to chew it, but most just soaked it in coffee or soup to soften the blow. Complaints about chipped teeth and maggots were common, but when storms ruined everything else, hardtack stayed safe and edible. Its secret was simple: dehydration. By driving out water, hardtack left nothing for bacteria or mold to feed on, turning a humble biscuit into a lifeline for anyone facing months away from fresh supplies. Wheat berries are the quiet backbone of any serious food stockpile. Unlike flour, which starts to turn rancid after just a few months, whole wheat berries can sit untouched for decades and still grind into fresh, fragrant flour when you need it. The secret lies in their natural armor. Each berry keeps its oils and nutrients locked inside a tough shell, safe from the air and light that ruin ground flour. Once you crack that shell, by milling or grinding, the oils inside meet oxygen and the clock starts ticking. That's why flour, even in a sealed bag, can taste bitter or musty in less than a year. But sealed wheat berries, kept dry and cool, have been pulled from forgotten cellars after 30 years and baked into bread without a hitch. For anyone who bakes at home or wants real insurance against shortages, swapping flour for whole grains isn't just smart, it's essential. White rice is more than just a side dish. It's a reserve of calories that can outlast the best and worst of times. Properly sealed in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, white rice can sit untouched for up to 30 years and still cook up as fresh as the day it was packed. That kind of reliability has made rice a form of edible security in crisis after crisis. When money loses value or disappears entirely, food becomes the new standard of wealth, and rice takes the lead. During the siege of Leningrad in World War II, rice and other grains were traded on the black market for everything from warm clothing to medicine. In parts of Asia, rice has filled the role of currency, with families hoarding sacks not just for meals, but for survival and bargaining power. Each cup is a compact bundle of energy, over 360 calories per 100 grams, making it a lifeline when shelves go empty and cash stops mattering. In a world where stability can vanish overnight, a stockpile of white rice is quiet insurance that never asks for more than a cool, dry place to wait. Freeze-dried meat is the protein powerhouse that shrugs off decades. Modern freeze-drying pulls every drop of moisture from beef, chicken, or fish, then seals it away from air and light. The result is not just lighter backpacking meals, it is meat that stays safe and nutritious for 25 years or more, ready to rehydrate at a moment's notice. But long before high-tech vacuums, survival relied on another preserved protein, pemmican. Native Americans crafted pemmican by pounding dried meat into a powder and mixing it with rendered fat to lock out air and moisture. This simple blend fueled explorers like Lewis and Clark for months on end, with packs of pemmican riding in canoes and saddlebags across wild country. Unlike jerky, which can mold or spoil, pemmican's fat matrix seals in nutrients and blocks bacteria. Whether you trust modern science or old-world know-how, a stash of preserved protein covers the one thing you cannot fake in a crisis: real, lasting strength. Oats, ramen, and sugar do not just fill your belly, they keep your spirits up when everything else feels uncertain. Rolled oats are the quiet workhorse of any pantry, lasting over 20 years if kept dry and sealed. They are slow-burning fuel, loaded with fiber, and only need hot water to become a warm, filling meal. Ramen noodles, on the other hand, are all about speed and comfort. They cook in minutes, pack a salty punch, and stay good for up to 2 years in their original packaging. When stress is high, the familiar taste of instant noodles can feel like a lifeline. Then there is sugar. Pure white sugar never expires. Store it dry, and it will last as long as you need. In tough times, a spoonful of sugar or a sweetened drink can be more than just calories. It is a small break from hardship, a reminder of normal life. These are not just emergency rations, they are morale boosters, ready to lift you up when you need it most. White vinegar is the quiet overachiever of any long-term pantry. Unlike most bottled goods, it never spoils. Acetic acid gives it an indefinite shelf life, no matter how many years pass. That sharp tang is not just for salad dressing. Vinegar can pickle vegetables, disinfect surfaces, clean cloudy glass, and even unclog a stubborn drain. In a blackout, it steps in as a food preserver, wound cleaner, or emergency deodorizer, all without losing its punch. No refrigeration needed, no fancy packaging required, just a sealed bottle in a cool, dark spot. For generations, vinegar has been the go-to fix for problems that have nothing to do with dinner. When you are building a stockpile that can outlast any storm, vinegar is not just a food, it is a toolkit in a bottle, always ready to solve the next surprise. Honey is the only food that seems to ignore time itself. Sealed in a glass jar and kept away from moisture, pure honey never spoils, and its secret lies in chemistry. With almost no water inside, honey creates a world where bacteria and mold cannot survive. Its natural acidity, along with an enzyme that produces tiny amounts of hydrogen peroxide, turns honey into a built-in antimicrobial shield. That is why it has been used not just for sweetening, but also for treating wounds and soothing sore throats. But not all honey is created equal. Some brands cut real honey with corn syrup or water, and that ruins its staying power. There is also an important safety note. Infants under 1 year old should never eat honey because it can carry spores that their bodies cannot handle. For everyone else, a jar of pure, unadulterated honey is both a treat and a quiet insurance policy. Sweet, healing, and ready to last as long as you need it. Peanut butter is the quiet powerhouse that turns a stockpile into comfort food. When stress runs high and options run low, a spoonful of peanut butter does more than fill you up. It reminds you of normal days. Each 100 grams packs around 600 calories, making it one of the most energy-dense foods you can store. It does not need cooking, water, or even refrigeration if you keep it sealed and cool. There is a reason peanut butter shows up in emergency rations from coast to coast. It is satisfying, familiar, and ready to eat straight from the jar. For even longer storage, powdered peanut butter sealed in nitrogen-flushed pouches can outlast the regular stuff by years, staying fresh and safe from spoilage. In a world where comfort can be hard to come by, peanut butter stands out as both a morale booster and a survival staple. Cheap, shelf-stable, and always ready to deliver when you need it most. Supply chains now break with a single storm or cyber attack. In a world where outages and shortages hit without warning, real security starts with what endures, on your shelf, not your screen. The foods that last are more than survival, they are peace of mind. What will you trust when the lights go out?